everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have a layout share here for you. I scrapbooked with a friend at her house. It's been a little while since I've done it, but I just haven't had time to do the share. And I thought I would go through some of the layouts that I made. So this one is a photo of my mother-in-law. We celebrated her 90th birthday this summer. So I wanted to kind of make this somewhat vintage but playful and girly, and this is what I came up with. This strip here, I attempted to make a shaker box, but it looks like some of my sequins got stuck to some glue, so that I will have to learn from. But this is a piece of chipboard, and I had previously made some chipboard heart embellishments using a punch. It was a Fiskars, one of those thick punches. And I had this strip of hearts as a remnant. So I thought, oh, that would be super cute to make a shaker pocket. And that's what I did. Unfortunately, like I said, my sequins aren't shaking in there because they seem to have gotten, I must have had some glue on the edges, but that's okay. I still like the way that it looks. And I just layered up some flowers. Here's one of those chipboard heart embellishments here and here. Fussy cut these out of probably a Maggie Holmes paper line. I was just using my stash for this one. I cut this out of a paper, which I believe was Maggie Holmes as well, and I ended up putting some glossy accents on that and some glossy accents on this heart that I fussy cut. And I don't know if you can tell, there they can kind of tell, it adds a little bit of a shine there. I love how that turned out. And then I ended it with some Heidi Swapp Color Shine. This one, I was inspired by someone on Instagram, and I apologize because I don't remember her name, but she used the Vicki Boutin crayons, and that's what I used as well, along with a stamp set. And I created the background just using the smushing technique, layered up some stamps, layered up just some other mixed media. This is with some like a modeling texture paste, so there's a little bit of a raise to that. And otherwise made this super simple, just added a simple title down here. And I love how it turned out. I did pop up some of these stamps just to add a little bit more texture. But it's simple, but I think it has a lot of visual interest. This is a layout that I did about my kids' favorite taco truck in the area. And I was so excited because I had this cut apart. I think this is from Chamel. This might be from Chamel either also. And I just got to use some random embellishments. This is from, I think, the Emoji Love collection maybe. And again, super simple. Used this cut file just as a layering piece. And the Awesome is from the Amy Tan collection. And I just backed the photo with some tissue paper. This is one I used a sketch for, and actually I didn't realize this was in here. I wanted to finish this off with some white splatters. So I need to water down some acrylic paint. I do want to add a little bit of white splatters around the circles. And once I do that, that will make this finished. But I love how this turned out. The sketch that I followed had squares, 4 squares like this. And I really wanted to use circles. And I just love how this turned out. I used the new collection from the Boys Rule collection from Coco Vanilla Studio. This is one I used, or I made using my Secret Knot with my Secret Knot Secret Kit Club, one of my collections, and it was the crepe paper. Oh, it was that Tropical collection, and I just decided to used some papers on a diagonal. I kind of roughed up the edges on all of them, made a couple of clusters, fussy cut the bird. I love how it turned out. This is actually a photo from my honeymoon, believe it or not, 22 years ago. But I really love how these clusters turned out. And then I did add the color shine as well. This is one I recently made using a cut file, and this cut file is just a circle with cut out lines in it, and it came from Paper Issues, and the cut file had 6 different circles with different shapes of cutouts. And I just used the one circle, I blew it up, cut it out, and then I used it to weave strips of pattern paper for kind of as my anchoring spot for my photo. I stitched around it with just some white thread, and when I did this one, once it was all done, I felt like the whole thing was floating, so I ended up adding some shimmers paint at the bottom in the green, and then the pink I think is just some Distress ink oxide that I watered down and used as watercolor. And then I used the Vicki Boutin iridescent glaze and a stencil, and I added the flowers at the bottom, and I love how that turned out. Just did a small cluster here and a small cluster up here, and I used, I used some pink Fresh Studio papers. I also used some Elle Studio. I think the blue is the Elle Studio paper, and the rest is from Case of the Blois. And then just took random embellishments from, I think these are from Elle Studio, I'm pretty sure. And this is from maybe a Pink Fresh collection, I can't remember. This is just a photo of our new home that we just recently purchased. And I love how it turned out. I ended up backing it on this blue chevron paper, and I love how that grounds the whole layout. Okay, another one. This is more of a geometric layout. This is it's a My Mind's Eye kind of camping collection. I can't remember the name of it right now. But this yellow and blue is a background paper, and then it had some other colors that were pieced in with these, and I cut that section out and decided to use this as my background, and then stitched around it. Decided to follow that line to put everything kind of on an angle, and I added some strips at the bottom with some washi tape and just some papers from my collection. Added a simple title with just a little bit of embellishing around the title. I used a journaling card from the collection and some die cuts and puffy stickers. For this cluster, I still need to add my journaling. I added some clouds here, popped this one up on pop dots, and then another small cluster up here. Really simple layout, but I love how it turned out. I feel like the photos really shine on this one, and the colors worked out perfect with the photos. Last one, this is another one from my honeymoon ages ago, and I think I used a sketch for this one. I wanted to get multiple photos on a page, so I printed the middle one. I think it was a 4x4. I ended up trimming it down, and then 2 3x4s. And I used my Secret Not Secret Kit Club kit. That is the crepe paper tropical one, and I'm so sorry I don't remember the name of it. And this was super simple. I just made a band across here to kind of anchor my photos, and then made some tags. Some of these I think are actually, maybe one of them is an actual tag in the collection, and then the rest of them I just made myself, turned them upside down, added some different enforcers, and then just a couple little clusters. I made the palm tree out of a die that I have. The flowers, I also used a die that I have in my set. This didn't come in the collection, but I think it was another crepe paper collection, and then I just added my title over this. These are some older Dear Lizzie words, and the dream was actually one of those cream ones that you could spray mist, and I ended up just embossing that with some gold embossing powder. And then of course I finished it with my gold Heidi Shine, which I have very little left. And that one is it. So that finishes up my layout share. If you have any questions about products that I used, feel free to leave a comment below, and I'd be happy to let you know. I hope you all have a great day, and thanks for coming by. Bye.